I'm Michael Crossan with Consumer Reports, and this is the review of the 2024 Lexus TX 500H. We purchased this 2024 Lexus TX 500H F-Sport in beautiful Nightfall mica for a grand total of $72,815. That includes $3,465 worth of options and a destination charge of $1,350. If you were in the market for a Lexus SUV, you were considering the RX, but you might have found it was a little small for what you needed. This big boxy SUV benefits from a longer wheelbase and 3 rows of seating as standard. It gives you plenty of room for people and things. Like a lot of Lexus models, this shares its underpinnings with a Toyota, the Grand Highlander, which we've already purchased and tested. A lot of our testers really enjoyed the Grand Highlander, but we did feel it left a lot to be desired. We think the TX makes up for all that and then some. Some of our testers even said this is like the Grand Highlander went to finishing school. The styling on the TX is aggressive, yet elegant and sporty all at the same time, and I think that's due to the F-Sport goodness that this one has. It stands out from the rest of the crowd. All those other bland 3-row SUVs that you're going to see in the school pickup line, this just really sets it apart. Maybe that's because it's purple, I don't know. I think all cars should be purple. What do you think? Come on, it's purple. That's purple. It's not Barney purple, but it's purple.
Blue.
So I mentioned that this is the TX 500H. So the 500 does not mean displacement or horsepower. It just tells us that this is top of the range. It is powered by a 2.4 liter turbocharged 4-cylinder engine, but we also have that hybrid component as well. And basically, it makes this little engine feel like it's a big cubic inch V6, which is great when you're driving such a large vehicle. All of the TX models sit up nice and high, but that doesn't mean that they're hard to access. All of our testers found them very accessible, with the exception of this funky electronic door handle. There's nothing to actually pull here. There's a little sensor on the back side. You need to press and then pull. If you approach it like a regular door handle and you pull and then try to press, you know, there's a little bit of delay and it's just a little bit awkward. So the first thing I notice when I get in the TX is all the space. One thing I really like is I had plenty of headroom. Normally I have to push the seat all the way down to the floor in order to fit in most of these cars. And truthfully, I did lower the seat just a little bit, but I have more to go. And I'm in here, I'm all set up, I'm very comfortable. The steering column telescopes as well for a nice tailored fit. The center console is wide, tons of storage space, but one thing about wide consoles is it usually means you're kind of squished in as the driver. Not the case here, plenty of room around my knee. In fact, it's not even touching. I'm very comfortable here. In the console, we have a lot of options here. We have 2 big cup holders that are actually removable. In case you're one of these big thermos, mug of coffee kind of people, it's probably going to fit. We also have a wireless phone charger that's very convenient. So that way you're using your wireless Android Auto or CarPlay, not a problem, you can charge your phone too. And what's nice is this tray actually slides forward, giving you kind of a secret cubby here up front where you can store some extra stuff. And the phone charger keeps working and keeps your phone safe. Our screen is right out of the Toyota Lexus catalog. It's 14 inches, looks pretty slick, the colors are good. Functionality-wise, there's a lot of menu stuff happening here. When you go to make adjustments and things, you're sort of buried within the system and you kind of have to hunt around a little bit. But again, if you own this vehicle, you get it set up for yourself, it's not going to be too big of a deal. You want to turn some things on and off, you can do that here. The climate control is also integrated into it, and to be honest, we don't love that. You know us at Consumer Reports, we really like real buttons for climate control. And yes, okay, we do get a front defrost, rear defrost of hard buttons. That's all okay, but it's just not the best implementation. We do get a couple of knobs here to change our temperature, and that's great, but to be honest, they don't feel the best. They're a little bit kind of mushy feeling, sort of like one of those soft, awkward handshakes. Aside from that though, it is pretty good. Everything's laid out really well, and it's really functional. Nice deep center console storage. The top hinges open, makes it easy to access. As far as it being an armrest, it's at a really nice height. I can kind of just keep my elbow on it, keep my hands on the steering wheel, and I'm very comfortable. We've got the instrument cluster here in front of me. To be honest, there's a lot going on there. All Toyota and Lexus instrument clusters are very busy. And in fairness, they are configurable. You can go through and basically change what you can see and what you want to see. So another thing that we're a little bit split on here is this dog leg shifter thing. It's not the first time we've seen it. It's shown up in a lot of Lexus models, and functionally it does work. It's a little awkward to use, especially when you first get in the car. If you're in a little bit of a hurry, you fire this thing up, you throw it in reverse, And basically, if you don't give the system time to sort of get itself ready and do its thing, it's going to yell at you here in the instrument cluster, basically saying that you were too fast, it's not going to shift. Then you kind of have to clear the message, go through the whole process again. You know, again, it takes a little bit of getting used to. If you slow down just a little bit, it does work okay. So we didn't fake this. This really happened. We were sitting here, you know, we had the screen on and stuff as we're recording, and I went to get out, and I can't. These have these electronic interior door releases, and it won't work. So I thought maybe the batteries run a little bit low. You know, we were sitting here, had the door open. I think one of the heated seats was on for a little while and stuff like that. So I went to start the vehicle, can't start the vehicle. So we killed the battery, but I'm stuck in the car because of this electronic door release. So if you have a Lexus and this happens to you, there is a way to deal with this. What you want to do is on that electronic release, instead of pushing it, you actually want to grab the front of it and pull it towards you, and now it becomes a little door handle, kind of like a traditional door handle, that's cable operated, and you can release the door and get yourself out. Oh, there it goes. Okay. That's what we needed. Professional technician here. Can't wrap up the cable. So our middle row here in the TX has captain seats, which are almost as comfortable as the fronts. You have a fold-down armrest, plenty of room, plenty of headroom. What's nice is we have dual cup holders here, just like the front. They are removable. You get a bigger storage tray, and then that tray is actually removable as well. You can get it all the way out of your way. You know, if you have a cooler or you're putting some long items in here, really configurable back here. It's great. I'm actually sitting behind myself now. The seat is exactly where I had left it, and I still have enough legroom here, enough foot space as well. Getting in and out was very easy. We have a little display here on the back of the center console. I have heated and cooled seats back here. I can control the blowers, the temperature, all that kind of stuff. Again, it makes this just a really comfortable place, and not just for kids, right? You know, adults would be comfortable back here as well, especially for several hours. You know, you're going somewhere on vacation, no problem at all. This is a 3-row SUV, so I had to climb back here, and I gotta be honest, there is enough room. I'm sitting kind of basically, again, behind myself. I have just enough leg room. I have just enough headroom. You know, would I want to drive cross country back here in the 3rd row? Absolutely not. But I could definitely go for a 2-hour ride back here, no problem. If you're really tall, you'll probably want to sit in the 2nd row, or at least ask that 2nd row person to slide their seat forward just a little bit for you. But it's not a terrible place to be. The seat's reasonably comfortable. I've got 2 cup holders on each side. There's a USB charging port on each side, and we even have vents up here in the headliner. That way you won't feel quite so stuffy back here as well. I'd say the only downside is we've got the dark headliner, which looks really cool, but it does make the interior a little dark, a little bit cave-like. But one thing about the TX is it has great big side windows, including back here in the 3rd row. But also, I have control over the seat back. When I want to get out of here, you know, if the person in the front seat or the middle row here, if they forget about me, I can hit this button and I can get myself out of the vehicle just fine. So we have totally decent cargo space back here, even with the 3rd row in the up position. So you can take people and you can take things, bags, packages, whatever you need to do. Even some larger, heavy, awkward items really aren't a problem for the Lexus TX. You just get your stuff right in here. I mean, a pair of wheels fits no problem. So let's say you got some stuff in here and you need yet more space. Takes a moment, you got to get it going. The headrest automatically folds. But now it opens up to quite a bit of space. If I needed to load up the full set of wheels, I'd have all the room to do that. One thing we always expect from Lexus and Toyota are a ton of standard safety features, and the TX 500H is absolutely loaded with those. So we're going to put a list of these on the screen because the list is so long I cannot memorize it. We have Lexus Safety Plus 3.0, which is lane departure, lane centering, and steering assist. We have pre-collision warning system with pedestrian detection, dynamic radar cruise with curve speed management, intelligent high beams, blind spot monitoring, rear cross traffic alert, parking assist with auto braking. So that's the standard stuff. Our test car has even more. We have the technology package, which includes a panoramic rear view mirror with advanced park and remote park, front cross traffic alert, and traffic jam assist. Lexus has been making a bunch of different SUVs for quite a while. We know the RX, but if you need a little bit more space to move people and things, this could be a really good choice. And for more on this and other 3-row SUVs, check out consumerreports.org.